Hi everyone, I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah.
And today,
we're talking about body image.
Yay.
And we're gonna try and keep it together because our inner child really struggled through this the first time we tried to film it.
Yeah, a little disclaimer, we filmed this video once and then the video got corrupted, so then we had to redo it now.
It was my fault, but I'm glad it kind of works out, I think, because I think it was difficult to talk through it.
Bear with us, we're gonna get kind of deep in this one, so.
Maybe a little emotion. Okay, let's start with the first times that we felt aware of our bodies.
So mine was probably, I think it was 7th grade. I was at a new school. The girls were judging dudes' abs. Like, it got to mine, and then like one of the girls was like, oh, you only have abs because you're like super skinny. And that was the first time I like really thought about it, and then I was like, oh, well, I like bulk up.
I think for me it was sometime like early elementary school. I went to a school where it was like a lot of very thin, very small percentage of them weren't very thin. And I think part of it for me, this is gonna sound very strange, but I'm like watching like Nickelodeon and Disney's, like all the main characters were very thin and still are very thin. The kids in my class that looked like the most stylish, because I was very interested in clothes at the time, were the ones that were super thin because they could wear the same stuff the people on the TV shows were wearing.
Yeah.
And then I was realizing that I'm like, I don't look like that. And then I started feeling like I needed to shrink myself, basically. Okay. Okay, how old were you when you first tried to change your body?
7th grade. I was like, all right, I started doing push-ups and sit-ups every single night. Because at that time I played baseball, so there wasn't really like weightlifting or anything. It was kind of just like
I want to sneeze. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so there wasn't like much like weightlifting or like trying to like build muscle or anything.
It was the same. It was like, as soon as I realized that my body was different than other kids my age, that's like, I immediately started changing it. And I wasn't very into sports because I was really shy. So I should say especially because I thought that I was unathletic because of my size, that it made me even less interested in sports because I was like, this is gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I clearly am not as athletic as they are, so it's gonna be embarrassing. My reaction was food, or my way of trying to change my body was food, because I was like way too shy to just try to like get more activity.
Yeah.
Which is horrible, because I was literally like, I don't know, how old are you, in like 3rd grade?
Yeah.
What is something that negatively impacted your body image?
Media.
I agree. I mean, even as I just said, it's like it goes back to when I was like this big. It was like watching shows where all the main characters are tiny.
And like for you, like is that, and for me, it's like all the main characters and things are like super athletic and like buff and.
For nowadays, it's through social media. I mean, the desired looks has changed, so now it's like almost even more unattainable. Let's turn it around.
Yeah, it's getting.
But something that positively impacts your body
so
image.
For a long time, I had like held on to like, I am a size medium in shirts. One of the most positive things that has happened is just like letting go of like sizes and just wearing what feels good and what makes you feel confident. So like I have a bunch of shirts. I think this shirt is an extra large and I love this shirt. I got extra large stuff upstairs, and like for a while I was like, I can't be an extra large, like I'm a medium.
When you think about it completely, like objectively, you're like, you just wear what fits your body. Like when you're thinking about it for somebody else, you think of like, well, you are whatever size fits you. But when it's for yourself, it's very hard to let go of those numbers.
So for me, that was like one of the most positive things. And that only just recently happened, you guys. I'm talking like in 2020.
Your clothes should fit you. You don't have to fit the clothes.
Yes.
Only time that I understand it differently is like you can't afford to replace your clothes and your clothes are starting to not fit anymore.
What about you?
Something that positively impacted my body image? I want to say there's kind of 2 different main things. One is similar to yours in that buying things that are, well, I guess one step further, buying things that are like significantly loose on me, so that when I put it on, I don't have to think about my body at all. Biologically, I'm a woman. My body fluctuates throughout the month, which means if I have form-fitting items, they're gonna be either loose on me at some times of the month or tight on me at some times of the month. Like they're never gonna fit me perfect all month if they're form-fitting. So I've just kind of decided that I'm just gonna start wearing clothes that would still fit me if I gained like 60 pounds. Which means that throughout the month, I don't even notice when I'm bigger or smaller. I very, very rarely notice it. It's like similar to working on not doing body checking. So like in the mirror and being like taking note of like, this looks different, like I need to shrink this or grow this or whatever. It's similar to that. It's like when you put on clothes and they start to fit a little tight, it's just a different form of body checking, I think. And it's so much easier to be confident when you're comfortable.
This is something I haven't even told her yet, so she's gonna hear this for the first time now too. I like suck in my stomach like all the time. To the point where I realized in 2020 that I don't know how to not, and I don't know like what is just normal.
I definitely am on the same wavelength.
It helps a lot with performing because I'm like taking like deep breaths like into like the diaphragm.
Which means that negative aspects of your body image were literally impacting
It helps you
your
sing
career.
on key better because you have more breath.
And all that just stems back to the idea of needing to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I had a second thing I was gonna say that's positive, but I forgot. I will go through my Instagram. I will go through the pages that I follow, and I will go to the page, and sometimes I'll look at this and I'll be like, I really like her style. I really like blah, blah, blah. And then I'll notice, I'm like, okay, is this though something that I like it and it makes me feel negative or positive? Like, do I feel inspired or do I feel negative? Like I need to change myself in an unhealthy way to be more like this person. And if I do feel that way, I just acknowledge it and make a change and I unfollow them.
Yeah.
And I also try to then find other followers that have a more diverse variety of body types.
Yeah.
There's so many creators of all different shapes and sizes that are fashionable, creative, unique, happy. And another aspect of this too isn't necessarily just size.
Yeah.
But I struggle with acne, and following people who don't have perfect skin makes me feel good because I notice how good they look before I would notice their skin. And then I might notice and be like, oh my gosh, actually they do have acne. Like they look amazing and I didn't even notice until I like really, really looked for it. Or not looked for it, but until I like lingered, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, they're human too and they still are awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, while I'm on that note, a good show recommendation. Rutherford Falls has a main character that is plus size and they never reference it. It's amazing. I say almost all the time. If there is a main character that isn't standard or like model size, it is if not a major plot point, it is mentioned.
Yeah.
But definitely mentioned, if not a major plot point in the show or movie. And Rutherford Falls, never mentioned.
Nice.
It's awesome. Okay, wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Where are you at with your body image now?
Yeah, I'm in a pretty good place. Like I said, I'm working on not sucking in all the time. I'm also just, honestly, I talked about also like, I like fixing the things that I felt were like the construct or whatever that I needed to fit into, and actually just wearing what makes me feel like confident and comfortable.
I think for me, I'm working on still like stopping myself when if I do have like a negative thought that comes up. I don't like bash on myself being like, oh my God, why are you talking like this? Like you're being so rude to yourself. Like negative talk to negative talk. Instead, I will hear it and I will be like, why? Like, why do I feel this way? And typically it comes down to something like because of the way in society this specific type of body is seen as more desirable. And then I realized I'm like, oh, I really don't care about that at all. And then I'm like, you know what, legs or whatever, I'm like, you do a dang good job.
But that is all we have for today.
I promise I'm not tearing up, I'm just sneezy.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe it helped you. If you got to the end, hello.
Okay, bye.
We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.